Swamp Rebellion with special guest Nonc Nu and the Wild Matous. I've been waiting a long time for this, guys. Y'all don't know how stoked I am to have you motherfuckers in here.
Cody has been fangirling for at least 2 months.
That's not an easy thing either, because I met some pretty phenomenal people in my lifetime. I've been very fortunate to travel a lot and meet some really cool-ass people.
He's met Lil Wayne.
I did, actually. Yeah. Lil Wayne's cool as shit.
The bar is high.
I met him.
The bar is very high.
Very killer cat.
He is. He's a good
Next
dude.
on my list is Lil Romeo, because I really want to get hooked up with them rap snacks. That's my fishing food of choice.
That's
Lil Romeo rap snacks.
That's called motive.
It is.
Yeah.
It's okay. As long as my motive is pure, it doesn't matter.
That's what. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lil Wayne is a better guitar player than me. I don't know if y'all saw those clips.
I've seen you play, and it's fucking ass backwards, so you're probably right.
Yeah, exactly.
But guys, we're super happy to have you guys here. So what's been going on? What's new with you guys?
Not a whole lot, man. Hanging out with y'all.
We still get together every week. Try to write some new songs. Put some stuff in the fire.
Start to pass the mizan.
Pass the mizan. Now we still trying to, we could have taken advantage of the quarantine a little bit more than what we did, but each person in our band had their own little thing that we had to deal with, and so the band kind of got put on the back burner for most of us.
Yeah.
But now everything's better. We're finally getting together every week. Me, Philip, and Cody, we're writing new songs. We're coming up with new ideas.
The gigs are starting to flow again.
And we finally to the point where we were pre-pandemic.
Good.
That's what's up. I was telling Tyler the other day, I was at the Highway 90 pawn shop, and I walked in. They had a little radio playing right there, and Down the Bayou was blaring on that thing. And I was like, look how fucking cool that is, bro. That's Nonc Nu. My old lady was like, yeah, it is. And stop acting like a fucking queer.
That's how they test the radios over there. They put that on, and if it sounds okay, then you know it's a good radio.
Good shit.
But like a lot of y'all songs, bro, are there's certain songs that everybody knows, like Migrate, Muspelus. But my favorite song is Neutral Lady. Right?
Yeah.
Y'all get a lot of good feedback on that?
Absolutely, yes.
Because every little town on the bayou has a Neutral Lady.
Yes.
Yeah, every bar has a Neutral Lady. Every gathering after midnight has a Neutral Lady. Somebody always kind of, one woman pops her head up and she's like, what's up?
When I was a little younger, my Neutral Lady worked at the Pickled Wiggly. It was the pastor's old lady. She worked in the deli, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
I know Clarice, too.
No, he's telling secrets, man. We ain't about that on the Rebellion here. We keep those secrets.
Hello, Clarice.
But yeah, that's a great song because for listeners, we got a lot of listeners around the world now, and of course every episode we give a shout out to India because that's the country that you're laughing, but they're listening.
No shit, man.
We got a lot of followers out in India.
We got some.
What's up, India?
Yeah.
What's up?
We got some
go on
Indias.
YouTube and check out Nonc Nu and the Wild Matous. We're gonna have a link for you guys because y'all want to hear this.
Y'all book us.
Yeah,
We're playing India.
they want to play the Bali Day Parade.
Yes.
World
We'll play
tour.
for Curry.
You know what's gonna be awesome too is they're gonna understand the songs because they've been learning English from the dang Swamp Rebellion, and they're gonna know what an egret is.
Yes.
So it's broken English.
Oh, times two.
It's
times
wonderful.
10.
They got
times
some
that.
little Cajun Indians running around over there, and
But that Neutral Lady thing is a real thing, and basically it's the butterface lady in your neighborhood. Like in our neighborhood, she didn't exactly have neutral pelts or tails, any of that stuff, or the teeth and the nose. But it was one of them chicks you're kind of checking out when you're like 13, and there's the old mama in the yard, and she's bent over under the tree. Yes. And one of the lines that y'all have that gets me every time, bro.
Once she stood up, she winked at me.
No, it's when y'all say, when you drinking beer, a hole is a hole. And I'm going to tell you why. My grandfather, rest in hell, you son of a bitch. But that son of a bitch used to say that all the time. He met my grandma. She was a hook at the Blue Moon in Lockport. He brought her home. I told a story in our last episode. And he was like, my grandma had died, and 3 days later he had the pregnant hooker there and said, this is your new mama. But he would say that all the time. He's like, Bam, I've been drinking beer. A hole is a hole, Bam. He didn't care what it was.
And that's why Cody's so balanced out.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That's why I'm so well-rounded in life.
It's funny because when we do gigs where that line is not appropriate, I say, wait. Okay, so it go. What's the first part of it? A hole is a hole, but what's before that?
When you're drinking beer.
When you're drinking beer. It's all good. That's it.
That's the clean.
You know it's all right. Yeah, something like that.
The one for the kids. That's good.
There's a 6-year-old right there.
That's all.
You know it's okay, kids.
In the age of woke, we got to change a lot of the words we wrote.
You don't want to have any cancel culture coming your way, bro, because it'll consume your 40-year-old ass.
I don't think we could get any more canceled than we are now.
We know the feeling. We're riding the same pirogue, bro. We got all the little holes and it's leaking and shit. We almost down to the rim.
Yeah.
But it's super cool to see cats from the bayou doing what y'all doing, because, man, to be honest, I lost interest. When I was a kid, that's all my grandparents played. We in the boat, that's all we heard. And there are legends out there that I still love. Like I said, Harstron, Tab Benoit's a staple. You can go anywhere in the country, they know who the fuck that dude is. And I don't really care for his stuff. And it's just a lot of people love him. I'm not saying he's not a great musician. I'm just saying it's just his stuff just wasn't my cup of tea. But for a family tradition, they just kind of on the local radio stations across the Gulf South. Nobody's really doing anything new for a long time, right? Until Nonc Nu. And y'all have this new, younger following that's rising up because people our age are taking our heritage more seriously here, which I think is amazing. And when I first heard you guys, I was so, like, the first song that I heard was Muspelus, and I was like, oh, that's my childhood in Lockport, man. But we didn't care. We didn't care if you walked away, bro. We would eat that off the ground right in front of you, all rotten and everything. We eat the other side.
Me too. We got a Muspelus tree at the house. It's good.
So what would you say is, how'd you get here as far as obviously there's a different take because...
There was in this guy's minivan. He parked.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what they took.
The great van.
So, I mean, like, your background obviously isn't Cajun music.
No.
And it shines through in the music, and I love it because I think you have a fresh take. And the fact that it's doing what it's doing it's speaking for itself in its own right.
And from musicians, you guys are excellent musicians.
Absolutely.
Each and every one of you.
Man.
And y'all are that band that you look at and you say, you know what, they all know their lane, they know their part to play. It's very well orchestrated, and you hear it in what you do.
And y'all not going to be surprised, but we talk about that every practice. We talk about finding the space, creating space for the next person.
Right.
And I mean, we've talked about bringing in other guitar players. We talked about bringing other people in the band, but it would complicate it too much, and you wouldn't be able to. It'd be too much going on.
If it works, it works, man.
If it works, it works.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
It's a fine
Yeah,
balance.
I think it wasn't intentional. I think that our take on Zydeco music ended up being what it is, not because we were trying to make it like that, but because we didn't really know the right way to do it from the get-go. We were just like rock dudes and like, hey man, let's start some Louisiana shit, and then that's what happened.
And it snowballed. We wrote songs from the very beginning.
And it's funny because I think our fan base kind of echoes what you said, where it's like, it's not my thing, and then something comes along where it kind of catches your ear a little bit. It has a little bit more of that more modern twist to it, I guess, or whatever.
Right.
And
yeah, because some of y'all songs are more classically driven, right?
Yes.
And some of them more on the blues jazz kind of. We have a lot of church type feelings in the area. I call them church chords. And then some of your stuff is kind of rock driven and punk driven. You have beats in there that that are along those lines. So it's super diverse. So just because I like a certain style of music, my wife can sit there and listen to you guys with me, and the next song will appease her.
And that's what's crazy about it, because we play a lot of these blues festivals, and we make friends and fans of people from all over the world, like Dave and Priscilla Krupinski and Michael Johnson and Wake and Bake, and they're all like they're all diehard blues fans, but they're drawn to us, and we're lifelong friends with these people.
Yeah, I think they also love Louisiana music.
They love.
It's so original, and it doesn't exist anywhere else.
But dude, it's the vibe too, bro. One thing I've always been about, especially in this area, we promoted so much, especially before COVID, is any Wednesday night, you could go to any single jam night on a Wednesday night and sit with some of the best musicians literally in the world from the bayous of South Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
And so now to see that there's this new awakening of it, and just people are in different lanes doing different things, it's the feeling of it, right? You can see a lot of bands, a lot of groups, even artists, that you can't feel what it is that they're trying to do. But when you see you guys, it's exactly what it's supposed to be. Y'all vibing, y'all just chilling, y'all have a good time, bro. You can tell that y'all love every second being on that fucking stage, and that's great.
It's mostly because we're surprised that somebody wants to pay us to do that shit. It's like, are you serious? They gonna pay us that to play Neutral Lady?
That's a beautiful thing, man.
But everybody on the stage is best friends.
And the thing, somebody's getting laid from that song tonight. They're like, oh shit, man, that gun member bit all kind of turned on, damn.
Hey, we singing the song about it. Come on and do it now. No, it is really cool, and it's so weird to take that step back, right?
Yeah.
And this is actually what's going on, because when you're in the thick of it, you don't think about the grand scheme of things. You're just trying to accomplish the day-to-day type situation.
Yeah.
But if you step back and hey, we actually got some cool shit going on, you got to do that every once in a while, because the inspiration just kind of builds on top of that.
And, like we said before, we started a band kind of as a fallback. It was kind of as a joke, just for us to get away from our wives, get away from the family, vent, get together as a group, write songs,
get yucked up,
drink some beers.
It's a good excuse.
And the first 6-7 songs we wrote wasn't for anybody to hear. It was just for us. And to see the people like it, it rotated from, all right, we're having a good time, we're just doing this for us, to, all right, we're kind of now trying to save a culture. And it means a lot to us, because we play music with all these great musicians from all around the state and the country and the world, and it's awesome to be on a stage shared with these people and singing songs about Del Champs, peeling out in Del Champs, and behind Chicans and Chiquitas and Chiquitas and. But these people...
Oh, bro, he just triggered me. Chickens, bro. I don't want to go back to that time on it.
I just saw you go there.
Time travel.
That hurt my heart.
But we're giving these staples that we grew up with to all these other people that's never heard of it, and they're kind of liking it. And so we just went with it, and now we're writing songs as almost like an ambassador to bridge the gap between the younger generation and our generation, because I didn't listen to Zydeco or Cajun music growing up.
Same with us.
You hear that chicka chang, you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
Like, oh, Papa's drinking some fucking Muspala swine again in the backyard, making hoghead cheese. That son of a bitch.
But if you hear some chicka chang about a guy getting stung in the ass by a catfish for banging a hook in her boat,
yeah,
you might want to listen a little bit.
I'm tuning in.
The cool thing is that there's the ones that out of towners that can't relate to the heritage, right? That don't know the little innuendos. They'll listen to it because it's good music, and it has the flair of Zydeco and cool ass music. But for people like us, Down the Bayou, bro. That little between Leeville and Fouchon. I'm like, bro, you see that in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what resonates with the people down here because, you know, you just, when my mom's boyfriend turned me on to y'all, and that's what he was listening to, he was like, you like that? Yeah, you can see it on Pierre's in the boat. He's just fucking shit up, bro. He's in his drawers. He's in his croissant running around 3A in the shrimp.
But it's true, and I remember writing that song. We were in Cody's shed, and me and Cody started writing it, and Philip showed up right after him, like, dun, 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 dun. But it was a different cadence. And then Philip's like, what if we did it this? And I'm like, yeah, but what if we walked it down, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we started.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then you start getting that little pucker feeling.
Oh, yeah.
You're like,
Leaving that little
bro,
anthill.
That's going to be a good song right there. and that's one of our staple songs. You know, most of our gigs, that's our first song we play.
That's a great song. Dude, they get some hype right
we
off the
enjoy,
bat.
and
That's
we
a
enjoy
hooker.
playing that one. You know, like that, for me, that's a fun one, man. I
And
love
it
playing
changes
that song.
every single time we play it. Like, it's never the same. Like,
Isn't
we
it
always try something
That's because
different
we
on
don't remember how it goes.
No. No. And we'll talk about that later.
That's the honest truth.
We'll talk about remembering songs later.
For the record, Tim knows our shit way better than we do.
So, for everybody tuning in, Tim's not an original washboard player. Like, Tim came in the band about 2
Tim's
years
a new
ago.
guy.
Wait, what?
Y'all need to retake the picture, by the way.
You
Dude.
wasn't-
We do.
Tell him, dude.
No, we got a new one. We got a new
Oh,
one.
okay.
Put it up. But Tim was the guy we met playing music on Bourbon Street, who we didn't know at the time, but eventually found out he's like our biggest fan.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right. And then whenever the opportunity presented itself for us to need another person in our band, first person we called was Tim, because we knew he was a fan. He knew the songs. It would be easy transition, and it worked out.
And I also did my research on Tim, and it just so happens that Tim, I would have to say, arguably, is probably one, if not the best musician in the band.
Wow. Y'all take it easy.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
If you think about the whole scope of the band and musicians, Tim's up there. Like Tim.
Well, I mean, he played on Bourbon Street. What,
Yeah.
5 years.
5 years.
and like
years straight.
5 to 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen
mean,
a
like
lot of
hours.
titties, bro.
Yeah. So when it comes to like percussions, he's second to none. He's an accomplished bass player.
He's all over the place,
You give
this
him
guy.
something he can play it, and I'll agree with you. Tim's one
See,
of the
when they
most.
asked me, I got Mike's number off of Bourbon Street, hanging out, just becoming friends and stuff. And man, like my grandpa listened to KLRZ when I was growing up, so traditional Zydeco, I know all about it. Listened to it a bunch, and you know, one of my buddies gave me the CD, and I put it in, and the first one I heard was Peel Out.
Yeah.
And man, when these cats, you know, little younger guys are just like on an album, they put that on an album, and I was just instantly in love. And I listened to that CD, probably burn out. I had to get another copy.
But I tell
Man,
you what.
Mike gave me the text, and like, I got the free songs, bro. I was showing my old lady, like, you gotta be kidding me. They want me to play a Nonc Nu. I'm in instantly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we couldn't think of anybody else. You know, and it was unfortunate we lost our drummer Lath.
Yeah.
He moved away, and we needed somebody, and Tim was right there to fill in, and we really appreciate it. But
It's very hard to fill a gap like that, dude, and you moved right in and just took control, and it's awesome because you really are a sick talent, and it's another thing. You know, there's a guy, what's his name, Tim Belanger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tim.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Great drummer. I played with that guy a bunch. Rick from Rick Flavored Arsenal. Like, I don't like Rick Flavored Arsenal, but Rick's a great drummer. I played my style music with Rick at
Rick's
jam nights
nasty,
before,
man.
and he is nasty as fuck.
Yeah.
Right. Also, Blake Tozan, a good friend of mine, one of the best drummers I know. But it's all about the feel, dude, and the shuffle is just real, son, and it gets you moving. And honestly, it's all the little nuances. The lag of the accordion, sometimes how it has that draw to it. You know what I'm talking about? Man, it's just, you feel it, and that's the free songs you get because it's like, God damn, dude, it's new, but it's Nonc Nu.
I'm gonna steal that from you.
That's a stick of bam. Tell me I can have that.
Behind the movie gelling, come on. Behind Cloverleaf and the Delta Farm. Behind Dale Shams, I trip the along. Peel out. Peel out. Peel out. Peel out. The lot behind the park and the drive-in, the water slide and the chicken, behind the Cajun twist and the Kimby, Harry Po' Boy and the Double D. Peel out, peel out. Peel out, peel out. Right around the bayou we scream and shout. One thing for certain, we're gonna peel out. Jump in that truck with that beer in your mouth. One thing for certain, we're gonna peel out. Peel out. Peel out. Peel out. Peel out. The lot behind the center and the 2C, behind Tidelands and the Chinese, behind the Bout and the La Magazine, behind Jugs and the Pie Went. Peel out, peel out. Peel out, peel out. Right around the bayou we scream and shout. One thing for certain, we're gonna peel out. Jump in that truck with that beer in your mouth. One thing for certain, we're gonna peel out. Peel out. Peel out. Peel out. Peel out.
But
Please.
You can have that.
but we got Tim in the band, and he was transitioning from washboard. He was playing washboard with us while our drummer was still there, so he could get the feel of playing with us on the stage. And once our drummer left, we talked. Me, Cody, and Philip spoke, and we were like, you know what? Tim needs to be in the front. Like, he puts on a good show. He sings backup vocals.
Yeah, great voice.
Oh, having a good time too, bro.
And-
just
and-
like,
How can you not?
oh, dude, just
It's
kill
making
it.
Nonc Nu.
Yeah, just
Just singing about poo-poo on stage and just having a damn good time.
And you're getting paid to do it. I mean,
Exactly.
how the fuck you be
And
mad
so,
at that?
so we decided, we're like, look, if we could find another drummer, keep Tim on the washboard, you know, because we all about movement. It's all about the show. It's not about what you hear. It's about how you feel seeing everybody on stage.
yeah, the production of
The
it. It's
production.
awesome.
It's putting on a good show, moving around, having fun.
The crowd engagement's there.
Yes. And so Tim
And
was,
it's awesome because you could tell you guys feel the love of your
Yes.
crowd
Oh,
as
yes.
much as you love them.
Yes, definitely. But like Tim was just
Just making love to it.
Oh yeah. Like he was going down
with
a
a
little bit further.
with a broken back.
He
Yeah.
was going down a little bit further than the washboard and rubbing his chalk every once in a while to come back up. But it was like, all right, so we need to find a drummer because Tim's playing washboard. And so luckily this guy we were friends with, Terry Sheremy, was playing with the Josh Garrett band. I don't know if you ever heard of the Josh Garrett
absolutely.
band. Love Josh, love Terry, love Opie. We went, Philip and I went on a little road trip with them to Kansas, and we hung out with them. Those guys are stupid. We had fun. Terry stopped playing with Josh and was like, let's see if we get Terry. And Terry's like, yeah, I'm down to Fouye. And so he started coming to play with us, and now we have this world-class drummer, a world-class percussionist playing washboard and singing backup vocals.
I don't know about world class. It's called Bayou class.
That's close enough, dude.
The Bayou's the world, ball. But then we get Blake in the band who plays saxophone and keys,
But
and also
is also
sings
a badass bass player.
the best, one of the best bass players you ever hear.
Shit.
Like I've seen this guy at La Casa playing bass, and then hand his bass rig up to Tony Hall, who's the bass player for Dumpster Funk, played with like this great, one of my favorite musicians in the
Bro,
world.
Dumpster Funk is sick, and I saw them open for Revolution. I was high as giraffe nuts, and these guys killed. And I was like, bro, know those motherfuckers. They was all in Dallas, Texas, and I was like, yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Tony Hall is one of the few people I still fanboy out when I meet him. Like I'm like, oh, this Tony
Yeah,
Hall.
super good.
You know, awesome bass player. And I've seen Blake give him his bass guitar, Tony play, and look at Blake and like, what's the progression? And Blake's like, oh, is this, and he's like, all right, I got it. Like Blake's really good at the bass. Like he's a really good musician. He's got the ear. He's a music major. His whole family is awesome. And we got nice. and we finally got this guy into the band, you know, and he's like the band dad, and his wife Angel is the band mom, and they take care of us. You know, we go to
Yeah,
these
when we
music-
get fucked up, they take care. They give us a sandwich.
They help us out. You know? Oh, y'all want some eggs? It's like, I don't know what eggs are, but yes, I will take eggs right now. T-Y
That is a coon ass staple too, because my grandma, man, would you like to send my egg sandwich?
Oh, bro. Some eggs on rice, too.
Eggs and rice, yeah.
T-Boy is a son of a bitch. That's all I gotta say. So when Angel's cooking breakfast for everybody, we're like, oh, thank you so much, Angel. And then he comes in, we're like, all right, you're playing saxophone for us. And then we realize, because he was playing with the Heath Ledger band, he was playing keys, and we're like, oh, you can play keys too, you son of a bitch. He's like, yep. And so we got him playing organ and piano and all on our songs, and it makes it easier for me on the accordion. I don't have to fill in as much because I got this organ keyboard player. And then he's like, I love playing with y'all so much. Guess what? I bought this. Voila. We got a guitar player now. Some of it bought a guitar, and
Is it a Yamaha?
No, it's a Roland.
Oh,
so listen,
my God.
if anybody from Roland is listening, I'm pointing at you.
Not sponsored.
We got a Roland accordion and the Roland guitar in the band. Send us some merch. So he's got the Roland guitar, and we did the first gig we did with him. We recorded for the International Folk Alliance, and it was stupid. Like that stuff is dumb.
That's awesome.
And then we went and played a gig in Mississippi with him since then, and it's like, that guitar is for real, you know.
Yeah, it's fun because
that's
it
cool
gives
as
him the freedom to move around the stage too.
Yeah, we
like
got him
Tim.
wireless.
So the whole time we're playing, I'm trying to sing, and motherfuckers is just slapping me in the back of the head and
Yep.
And
kicking
dude,
me in the
I
ass.
kick you in the ass. That's me.
I'm super critical of vocals, man, because being a vocalist, I just am. And to me, it's how clean your vocals are, you know. Number two, it's also how unique your voice is, because a lot, you know, we talk about a lot on this show, being musicians, that certain guitarists, certain drummers, certain bassists, everything you could ever think of in music, there are those select musicians that stand out, and just by hearing something new, you know that if Queens of the Stone Age comes out with a new album, that is Troy Van Leeuwen on that guitar because of the way he's playing. Right?
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
you can also take 50,000 singers from American Idol and stack them in a room and close your eyes, and they all sound exactly the same, right?
Yes.
And so that's what That's what I look for, is the uniqueness of it, how clean it is. And I mean, I just dig it, dude. I do. And if the only thing that would make me like y'all better than Poo Poo is
Here we go.
Broussard, he means.
is if y'all pulled me up on stage and let me do a song with y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Man.
I would do
We're
that.
playing Saturday at, where are we playing?
In Berwick.
Come on.
Dude, I'll
At a
kill it.
campground.
I'm right there with, I know every song, every word.
You are more than welcome. Look, and we talked about that too. Like, over the years, playing, we're so humble to play on the stages we play
He
on.
means haunt.
Haunt is a good
Haunt deep in his haunt, damn.
You got that, Via. So, like, one of our first gigs we played, like big gigs we played, one of our guitar players, Travo, booked it.
TK is down to buy.
It was the Gulfport Music Fest.
We made it, man.
And so we're going to play the Gulfport Music
That actually
Fest.
was some good gigs
And
at TK's. That was killer.
TK's
That's
was
killer,
awesome.
man.
But Gulfport Music Fest, you look at the bill, Vanilla Ice. And so that's why we wrote, if you listen
Rob
to...
Van Winkle, huh? The Rob Van Winkle.
If you listen to Crumpled Teal Ducks, we wrote the rap part of that song because we were playing on the same stage as Vanilla
That's
Ice.
awesome.
Just to get catch his ear. And then, you know, you had Gym Class Heroes play the same.
Rob Van Winkle, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show. Fred Durst, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
The cold is in the air. Get your underwear and your tick socks. Come on. Don't forget the beat on. Hook up the bottle. 'Cause it's time to go. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, this B-road sucks. But, we're crumpling teal ducks. We're crumpling teal ducks. Yeah, we're crumpling teal ducks. Already got the limit. But stop, wait a minute. It's too early to go. Gonna drop some voodoo. Here comes the fall. And I got a case of that red dog. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, this aftertaste sucks. But, we're crumpling teal ducks. We're crumpling teal ducks. Yeah, we're crumpling teal ducks. Alright, stop. Grab your bidon and listen. Nonc Nu's back with the duck, not the venison. Something rotating in that pot tightly. Bloop blooping like a gumbo daily and nightly. Then pop the lid, jaw on the floor. Everybody eating that they want some more. Man, when yeah, me, I like to cook all of that animal. Light up the pot, I grab the jack by the handle. Pants, the stretchy pair with some room. Killing your buzz cause you ate too much Galanu. Deadly, when I hunt so you can bet on me. Mallards, gray, spoonbill, teal, and a dough breeze. Shoot 'em, drop 'em, pick 'em up in the bay. We always hit the bulls, I make sure we don't play. If you shot a duck, hey bro, I'll help you pluck it. Nonc Nu is the while my shoes is the tall. Oh, this B-road sucks. But, we're crumpling teal ducks. Oh, this aftertaste sucks. But, we're crumpling teal ducks. We're crumpling teal ducks. Yeah, we're crumpling teal ducks. Yeah, we're crumpling teal ducks. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, we're crumpling teal ducks.
So I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, if I could watch this, when I would watch Tim Mahoney play when I was 16 years old, watch him on MTV doing these live concerts, and he'd move around. And I want to move around with him. That's my thing. Like he was playing, he was getting it, and it just fired you up. So every band I was playing, even the last band with Fly Job, when I was playing bass, I got it.
Yeah.
Every single
Put
chance
it
I
on
could.
every time.
And when you leave that stage, and a lot of people don't understand this, but when I leave that stage 9 out of 10 times, everything's left on the stage. I'm done. I'm white. I want to go sit in a little folding chair.
And I love that feeling too. It's the most rewarding feeling because him and I have had those nights too, to where it's like it's the drain that feels okay because it was. It's having that stress that's a positive stress and letting it overwhelm you, but people that don't do that, and I find that especially artists on any plane that bottle it up and never let it fully exert, that they're always bottled up and they're always held back from what their true destiny is. Yeah. And your destiny's greatness, guys. Like, you guys are heading somewhere. Y'all just keep on doing what you're doing and keep expanding as far as you can go because, man, right now, y'all probably, in my opinion, as far as, fan base and people you talk to, one of the best Zydeco bands in South Louisiana, and y'all just need to now take over the rest of the world. So, like I said, India, check out Nonc Nu, Facebook. They're on
we'll play
they're on Spotify.
Yeah. Y'all fly us down, up, east, west, from wherever y'all are from us. We will play for Curry.
And also Dallas, Texas. Thank you guys. Also,
throw me a dot.
Apparently the Texans like us too. So
we love the Texans.
Let's make a tour.
Goddamn Texian.
Go on tour.
World tour. India and Texas. Let's go.
I think they got direct flights.
Good luck.
We're gonna need it.
It'll make monetary sense. Trust me, it's fine.
Absolutely.
But no, like you just said, though, we are, regardless of people's persona of how good we are very humble to play on a stage. And then, after we play some gigs, they have like these little jams, and we're stuck on a stage, and you get like some of these big musicians to come up on stage and sit in a song. And you're looking around, and you got these world-class, world-renowned musicians, and you're like, oh, shit. like, what am I going to do?
That's the humbling part.
That's when you start chugging that brown water.
You do what you always done, man.
And brown out.
Yeah, you brown out. And we call it brown out because there's a lot of gigs that we don't remember. Like, you just no, seriously. Like, there's a couple Voice of the Wetlands where I'm like, when we played with Heath and all, we did that little Heath band. I don't remember any of that. Like, I was drunk and like in the moment for like the whole show.
It was like 7:30.
It was early.
Yeah,
it was an early one.
Those are the worst ones, man. Like a gig at 6 a.m.
Damn.
Let that sink in for a moment. Is garbage. Especially if you played Tipitina's at 2 a.m. that same day.
Damn.
That is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Wow.
Because you're in New Orleans.
Who wants to listen to live music at 6 a.m.?
Well,
so it was for a rock and roll.
People who stayed up all night.
Yeah. It was for a rock and roll marathon.
Young people.
Yeah.
They were running across like all of downtown in New Orleans, and we our band was posted up right in front of Harris Casino. So like it was a big spot for that that run. For me, all I remember is like showing up at 5 a.m. from our gig at Tipitina's the night before and just like, yeah, what are you going to fucking do at this point? Because you got to be playing for this whole marathon, which is 5 hours. Mm-hmm. And you're going to play every time the runners come by.
Yeah.
So they're at one section of downtown and you're able to have downtime. That sucks.
Yeah.
Let me just keep going because at least I have something flowing. But if it's like you play one or two songs, then you got to stop. It's like, how do I keep this momentum here?
It's almost like a gig on Bourbon Street. You know what I'm saying? Where you do your 45 minutes and then the next
on Bourbon Street
set you do, you might fucking play those songs
on Bourbon Street.
Again.
For a new set 100 people.
Well, they make you break every 45 minutes. You got to take a 15-minute break.
Yeah.
It's a one drink minimum. So they want everybody to leave, and when you start playing, they want more people to come in and get that one drink minimum. And so every time we would stop, 80% of the people would leave, and then more people come in, and then we just, if we were ever writing a song and trying to work out a song, we'd keep playing it over and over.
It was a good way to learn
It's a
it.
good way to work out the songs, and that's how we.
And then you could tell if the people hate it or not.
Yeah, but like Can't Take
That's
No
actually
Bars
really
and
cool.
$5 a tail was going through the ringers, on the Bourbon Street, and it's like, all right, this shit works.
Yeah, when
pay a lot
Tim
of
looked
money for that.
from across the street and went, no,
Tim was like,
that's bunk. I'm like, all right, that's not a good
here's the
idea.
prohibition being
While he's playing.
Yeah. I could see the crowd either like into it or just sitting there in the chairs.
One
like,
of the funniest
what are they
things
doing?
too, Tim, that was awesome. We would go over there pre-show, hang out, catch a couple beers, watch y'all. He would take the fucking garbage can, flip it down on its side, and mic it, and put his bass
That was my
pedal
kick
on
drum.
it, and that was his kick drum. Was the fucking
Fucking
garbage
right.
can.
And he brought all his drums in the garbage can. So when you see him going to play a gig,
It was also my
he
travel
was
bass.
rolling the trash can down Bourbon Street, and everybody's looking at him like,
He looked homeless.
That is not a lie.
That's the most punk rock coon ass thing I've ever heard.
But when he would hit it, it was like do 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 do.
It
I'm
was-
like,
it was
fuck,
solid.
it
It was
sounds
sweet.
fucking killer.
He had a stage the
And
size
look-
of this table.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I was using like a little electric pads and stuff, and the kick went out one day. What do? We put a mic in front of a trash can. We got that.
Yeah.
Like,
You got it.
why
That's
do
it.
I need to go, buy a $300 electric kick pedal? I can go to Walmart, spend $13,
And you got the same sound.
And
Yeah.
and with a case.
and it fits all my drums.
And if I want to change the tone a little bit, I just put a pillow inside.
If you gotta throw up, you gotta place it throw up.
I don't want to go back somber, but you were talking about your worst gig. I think our worst gig, we played at Tibois a few years ago, the night after a bad lightning storm that killed some campers at the ground.
Oh my
Shit.
god.
That night before.
I remember that.
Oh, we remember it too. It was horrible. Tim was there. Before Tim was in the band, that's
That's when we
around the time.
fouilleted with Tim.
And I remember we were all hugging in a group, just enjoying like the band that was on stage.
And the mushrooms.
And that's. But look, I'm gonna tell you this: not only as a musician, but as a human being, that's one thing I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life is that group that we had. If not just Nonc Nu and extended family, but like all these people just in a group, like just as close as you could be, and just. Hopefully everybody comes all right, and then we wake up the next morning, and all right, this girl and her dog died in a tent, got struck by lightning. We're playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, what you do? And on top of that, too, I think that's the year that Eric's child died.
Oh, Lindell.
Eric Lindell's daughter died, and so we were trying to raise money for Eric Lindell's daughter. Lightning hits. All this, it's just a somber moment, and we're like the first band, 10 o'clock in the morning. People are getting up after this freaking horrible lightning storm, not knowing what's going on, finding out somebody dies, and it's like, all right, here's Nonc Nu. Between Leeville and Fouchon. And it's like,
Yeah.
It was a heavy moment.
yeah, dude, it was tough for us, and it's still tough on me. Like, I still think about it, like, going to bed at night, I think about things that I've been through in my life, and I'm just thinking about this girl getting killed by lightning and trying to get all these people to be happy.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot on
Yeah,
your
very heavy.
shoulders.
It's almost as bad as playing in front of Harris at 7 o'clock in the morning. Nah, but seriously, that was
that's
like, if you got to say
that's
the worst gig,
responsibility.
I would say that was a bad gig. You agree?
To some degree, I wouldn't say it was bad. I'd say it was tough.
It was
It
tough.
was tough.
It was
It
really
was
Challenge.
tough. It was tough to make believe.
It was.
The worst gig y'all ever had to go on my year here was the Catfish Festival. It was like in 20.
that's-
you know
Yeah,
the
17.
That's next year. We're
Yeah.
playing the Catfish Festival next year in Luling. This year in Luling, we are playing the Catfish
I'm talking
Festival.
about the one right there in the Zombies, Beb. Don't try and get away from it. I seen you wiped out on the fucking stage. Your accordion, whatever it's called, went somewhere else.
That's a hell of a drug. I'm kidding. I joke. But no, yeah. But we enjoy every gig we play is like the first gig we ever played. Like we get together and it's stupid. We joke. The same like.
Oh, man, that last one in Mississippi, man, it's what, like 45, 43 degrees. Second song in, I got my jacket off, my beanies off. I'm sweating. I'm partying on stage with these guys and just trying to mess with Philip a little bit. Trying to take Mike and put him on my side of the stage. I'm gonna go sing way over here. Cody, you get over there. We're gonna switch drummers and just because he's right in the front, in the middle. He don't see what's going on behind him. Let's just have some fun, mess around, having a good time.
That's how every gig is. We just try to joke around. If I look at Philip, I'm on the left side of Philip, and
Don't look at me.
Philip's playing his guitar like it be all.
Hey, I play
He's
that
up
way
there
too.
with his band Electro all high up in his chest.
It's a
man.
hammer. It's a hammer.
It's a hammer.
He's playing his guitar, and he's like in the moment.
It's
and
this way.
And look, over the years,
Because I'm lefty too, and I see that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all. This is our 10th year playing
Cheers to the
together.
lefties.
Fucking A, brother.
And we called Philip to be in a band, a little bit after we started a band, but we called Philip to be in a band. And I've been friends with Philip, like best friends with Philip.
Only because Cody's singing voice is horrible.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
It's too hard. Jesse's on a vacation far away.
One day his balls will drop.
Context.
Cody just fucking with you, dude. I'm a big fan. Slow the knife. Just saying.
No, he'll agree with you.
Context is a lot.
But like Philip, I met Philip in high school. When I was in high school, Philip played with Bo.
Yeah.
And then I met him whenever
Shout out to Beau Raymond.
whenever Jerome and Nine's Coldest would play together at like K-Jams and all, I go watch y'all. And I got to be friends with Philip. But that was
There's
back
so
Jams.
many things that
I
just
forgot,
happen in
yeah.
that
That's
sentence.
a lot of shit.
That just
You
like.
played at
And we'll come back to it later. But
That's how old we
I know I
are.
was there.
that was in
I mentioned it, but I know I was
1996,
there.
1997. And the first time I saw Philip
crazy.
from 1997 was at the Taproot concert.
Yeah, we went to see Taproot.
We went to see Taproot, and
At
that
the
was probably in
Parish- the Parish Room.
2004, 2005.
2, baby.
No, it was after that. So we go see Taproot, and then we hang out. And the next time I talk to Philip is whenever Cody calls him to come play
Yeah.
drums with us. Hey, you want to play drums?
Yeah,
with Nonc
like
Nu
10 years
tomorrow?
later, I was like, damn,
And we're
man,
like-
you fucking ugly, dude.
And he wasn't
Damn.
playing music at all. Like this dude was just, he was just getting old.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this son of a bitch. And he was like,
This guy's 28, but he looks 73. What the fuck's going on?
that's my papa. No, but like it was all these years between seeing Philip, but we had these bonds from like K-Jams and the parish, and we got close in those couple meetings. And when we needed a singer for the band, we needed a drummer for the band. We needed a lot. We needed everything for the fucking band. And Cody's like, let's call Philip. I'm like, all right, let's call Philip. And he called Philip, and he's like, hey, you want to come play with us? And what you said?
I said, what y'all doing? And he was like, man, bro, we're doing some Zydeco, bro. It's going to take over. It's going to be awesome. No.
So y'all knew all along.
They're gonna hear this shit on Mars.
And so Philip came play drums for us, and he was singing.
Yeah.
But our accordion player at the time was Leif, and he couldn't quite pick it up. And so that's whenever I called Cody one day at work and was like, look, there's an accordion for sale on Magazine Street in New Orleans. Let's take off work and go around and buy it. And we bought this old piece of junk. Like really, like shit was hanging off of it. Like this old ratted out accordion. And I learned how to play accordion on it. And then we switched. I went from guitar to accordion. Philip went from drums to guitar. Leif went from accordion to drums. And it just kind of freaking melded into like,
We made a turd.
we made and it worked, and that's the history of Nonc Nu. You know, we came from writing these shit songs and doing this shit stuff.
Is there anyone who's not multi-instrumentalist in the band? Who's just like singular on that one instrument?
I don't think so. I think everybody kind of messes around
Yeah,
on
Cody plays
everything.
guitar.
And you could tell because of the way the pocket
So
fits
what you
in.
saying is pretty much everybody's bisexual. Everybody.
And we all try sexual. We'll try it.
One time.
We'll try it.
Not
If it don't-
trisexual.
If we don't rock,
Nah,
if we don't
but
like it, then
I think everybody in the band has an immediate backup,
Okay.
but me and Philip.
In what way? What you mean? Back up in what?
Like nobody could sing. all the songs.
So
and
no
nobody
one would be able to fill in that
Nobody
spot.
would be
And
able
not to mention,
fill
if
it.
you listen to the beginning of My Gret, when y'all kind of fucking off in the background when you start singing and chucking away, and then I think it was you that says, "Oh, what's Cody doing over there?" That resonated with me because every Cody I've ever known, including myself, is fucking off in the corner just doing some crazy.
And that was probably happening at the time too.
What are you doing over there? No, he don't even have his guitar on, Bab.
That was actually some of the funnest shit because it was all we just made up lines just to act like we was hanging out, to try to make it natural.
Great.
So I was like, "What's Cody doing over there?" Somebody's like, "Look at nice chest, whatever, all this shit."
And then you could hear it. There was stuff we did on that album that was like, oh, nobody's gonna ever notice. And then it's like, oh shit.
I didn't know
Everybody
it was-
hears us.
You know why? Because it sounded like y'all was in every other party room on the bar,
Yeah,
Right,
we
right,
was.
right.
You made the illusion stick. Is
Front
what
part.
it is.
Yeah.
And it worked.
I would say if I would happen to leave the band and y'all would need to get a replacement, that Sammy Hagar would be a good choice.
Immoral.
We're getting the hip
Yeah,
boots
it's
out
amazing.
there.
It's kind of beautiful, actually.
We already reached out to Sammy, and he said no.
Listen, audience,
He told us to call David.
He's busy.
David Lee Roth.
He's
And I'm not gonna be in a band with David Lee Roth.
Lake Decatur, Portishead, Madison Bay. You ain't seen down the bayou till you've been down that way. Lake Boudreaux, Shrimpers Road, us all for mine. We get all towed up on that muscadine wine. Grand Isle, Bouchon, Bayou Piro. Last night my old lady got the gross soiseau. Oh, we down the bayou. Oh, we from down the bayou. Lost Lake, Mud Lake, Port au Soisses. Go see your mama for a big hug and kiss. Home and Nab, Nafoosh, Tidewater Dock. We drink all day when we're not on the clock. Lake Shannon, Michon, out of Longchamps. Fricassee, étouffée, even K-balls. Oh, we're down the bayou. Oh, we from down the bayou. Catfish Lake, Sister Lake, Lake Salvador. You taste Cajun life, you be begging for more. Beja, Castet, coming out of pass. Bouchon St. Pitts is where the flounder's at. Golden Meadow cut off, even La Rose. The Saints won the Super Bowl, only God knows. Oh, we're down the bayou. Oh, we from down the bayou. Oh, down the bayou. Woo!
Thank you for listening to the Dang Swamp Rebellion. Tune in Saturday for part 2 with Nonc Nu and the Wild Matous.